and fast forward until you see something interesting, and that looks a little dark over there. Try that. Get the PC on. Get my AC to stop for a bit. Hello, Pam. Just getting my laptop open so I can read comments. Oops, close that window. Close that window. Oh, look, my live. It's right there. Hi, Sherry D and Maureen. Hello, lovely ladies. All right. Who's excited for Christmas cards? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hello, Sandy. So, I've been trying to make 10 cards a month so that I have a nice good stash when December comes along, and I wouldn't have rushed or been crazy like last year, because last year I made like 50 cards in 2 days. It was insane. And today, we're going to use stamps. Again, the last time we used one stamp, we stamped it and colored it. But this time, we're going to do a quick wash on the paper just to get some color down. And then we're going to stamp over the top of it with just some random Christmas stamps. So I pulled out everything that I own that has Christmas stuff. I'm not sure what that is there for. Something wouldn't peel off. Okay, and then, so yeah, look at this little hedgehog with his little Santa hat. So this would be a good project just to pull out your Christmas stamps, kind of give them a look over to see what you have. And of course, I'm going to use these a little bit and some of my other ones. But what I did is, because we know stamping on watercolor is a little bit difficult. Hello, Maureen and Karen Baker. Hello, hello. And Janine, thank you for coming in today. So, if you notice, this is a very smooth sheet of paper. Well, it's watercolor paper. Watercolor paper, just like anything else, comes in a variety. This particular one is called hot press. So when they press it down, they're using the hot method, and it gives both sides a nice smooth texture. Now this is going to be great for stamping on. Please note that hot press paper is more expensive than the everyday cold press. So definitely keep that in mind when you're shopping. But if you buy a big pack and cut it down, okay, let me show you my pack. Okay, let me zoom out just a little because it's kind of a big pack. I did get this at Hobby Lobby, okay, $17.99, but I didn't pay that. Every so many weeks, they put their Master's Touch brand at half off. So I only paid half that. And it's like buy one, get one free, right? You get 12 sheets, but each sheet, if you're doing just your little A2 size cards, will get you 6 panels. So that's 6 per sheet. So 6 times 12. That's actually quite a bit of panels for $17.99 minus your half price. Okay. $18.90. So $9. What is 6 times 12? 612. Carry the 6, 72 of these, I think, maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to get my iPad to link, so I may not answer. All right, Janine. I'll try to remember your name for the future, though they're heck, I have trouble remembering my own name. And somebody, Sandy says somewhere that she was bored. I was bored waiting for you, so I started early. Yeah! I'm cooking and watching. Hello, Cheryl. 72. I got the same pad when it was on sale too. Yeah. Oh, 72. Yay. They're answering my math question. I love math, but I have to do it on paper. I cannot, not in the mind. It's just not there. Okay, so where do we want to start? So these, if you're wondering, they could be liquid watercolors. They could be acrylic paint, gouache, whatever medium you choose will do. You can achieve the same things we're going to play with today. But these little beauties are my reinkers. Okay, I just put a little dollop of each of my reinkers in there. I do want to make a little sticker top so that I can actually read those names. But that's what I did. Just before coming on, I just refilled everybody and added everything. And there's some slots for mixing, which I do have my reinkers right over there. If I want to make a lighter purple or a more blue purple, we can do some mad scientist stuff. I also pulled out some shimmering bliss, some of the new Distress Mica stains. Even though these are Halloween edition, we're going to use a few of them in our Christmas edition. So let's get started. Oh, I forgot my water. Please hold. Forgot to clean my container. Oh, I'm such a slacker, you guys. Ooh, squeaky chair. Just swishing some water in my glass jar so I can clean that up a bit. Just go figure. I forgot. Okay, that's... I need to take these down and scrub the bejeebers out of them. Scrub that one a little bit. So we got some water in there. And we're gonna fill 2 just in case I need some fresh clean water. And you can definitely use a water pen. Sandy, I'm just sitting around and needed to do what I thought I was having for dinner last night, but changed my mind. Leftover rice from Mexican dinner with egg and added fried up. That sounds really good, Cheryl. Hello, Kim Dixon. Thank you for popping in. And hello again, Shay. Do I post videos? Sometimes. I tell myself all the time, make a video. And then I get sidetracked and I just go live. But I do have some every other Tuesday on the Fairy Stamper channel. I have a video using Fairy Stamper things, which I then share that video on this channel on Thursday or Friday, whichever day I remember. And then next month, October, November, and December, I am part of several different hops. So I'm going to have some Halloween hops, some Christmas hops, super, super fun. Cheryl says she's been loafing around so far. Didn't get up till noon. She stayed up way too late. Sounds like me. Alright, so we're going to take our first one and we're going to do a wet on wet technique. Okay, we just want to get some color on the paper. Now, I know I have the green foliage stamps. So we can definitely do some green foliage. So I'm just going to get this paper wet. You can spritz it. Okay. Nothing. You can give it a little squirt with your squirt bottle. You can tap it on with some water. Now, let me make sure you guys can see. It will buckle. Don't panic. You get the backside wet and flatten it out when it dries. It'll be fine. Okay. So this is a little too soggy. My paintbrush, I want to be able to show you guys if you decide to do water. This is an old paintbrush. It's nothing fancy, okay? And you want to tap it against the edge and you'll see the water just drip down, okay? We don't want it so full that it's going to make a mess, okay? See, I can see the water sitting there and beating up. That is dang near perfect. Okay, so you're going to pull your brush against the sides and then we're going to pick up some color. Okay, now the inks, if you're using reinkers, they are extra potent. Okay, so you can water them down quite a bit. If you get a little spot that's not to your liking, you can definitely add more water to it. Okay, and I just picked it up with the corner, so I'm going to tap with the corner. If you use a smaller brush, by all means, you can just use a smaller brush. Okay, so that is the dark green. Now I'm just going to go in for a different kind of green and see what we get. Ooh, I think that's overzealous. Okay, and we're not going to care that it's getting soggy at all. That part is no big deal. If you really want to, take your time and tape everything down, you definitely can. But if you're in a hurry, and you're last minute and you're like, oh my goodness, I need to make a bunch of cards and I need to get them out there like now. Okay. Add a little bit more of the dark one. Just some dotums. Okay. This one is going to be great with any foliage, not even just Christmas. Okay. So that's going to be nice. You can definitely use this technique for anything. If you're doing flowers, maybe you do some purpley colors. So that guy is ready to go. We're going to set him aside. Let him dry up. Pardon me, I forgot to bring my drying rack over. Gotta go fetch the drying rack. There we go. Now we can dry our panels. Get some drying going on. Just dry that little guy. Okay. Now, you can clean up, but I don't particularly worry about the backside of my cards because it's going to be glued down, okay? So we're just going to put that on there. We're going to spurts it up this time. Spurts it up. And this time, we're going to do just funny little strokes. Cake on that water. Let it do some whatever it's doing. And then we're going to grab some of the darker green. Okay. Just get it on there. And that one is going to be, let me add just a little bit more. There we go. That one is going to be pretty much done. I glued it right to the, there we go. Okay. Super easy, super quick. While these are drying, we're doing some more. Okay. So we got our next one down. Gonna clean our brush. Spurts it again. And maybe this time we want to do some, let's do some blues. Okay. Because I know people that like blues and green, or sorry, not blues and greens, like a blue and purple Christmas. Okay. So we'll just add some purple in there. We'll do like a wintry fill, because your blues and your purples get together and they make kind of a, there's some triple berry for you. Okay. Very simple. Ready to go. You can tip it and you can make it run, which will give you different effects. Or you can just let it sit there and get happy. Okay. Set that guy aside. We'll do another one like that. Maybe some, ooh, you know, let's do some green with some red specks. Okay. So we're going to grab this green. And then we're going to grab this green. Like these are trees. And we'll darken it up. Let's get that on there. Would that be happy? And now we're going to grab a block. Pardon me while I think about where I put them the other day. We're going to grab a little block, because I don't really want a huge heaping amount of red. So I'm going to grab my block. I'm going to grab a smaller brush, nothing fancy. I'm going to grab some of that red. Okay. And then I'm just going to dip it. Just dip it like they're little ornaments. Right onto the wet. So then it like pulls. Very rando. Like little chicken pox. Okay, I'm gonna try and keep this one a little bit straighter. And we're gonna send that one away. Woo-wee. Set that one over to dry. Okay. Now we're done. Just those are just quick ideas to lay down some color. I'm going to wring out this rag. Okay. Because your next option is one of my favorites. I'm going to squirt that down. Okay. I don't know why I closed that. I'm going to grab some green. Okay. Dip in there. Okay. So we got some greens going on. We're going to grab our watercolor paper. Okay. And then we're just going to smoosh it in there. And it just gives a different effect. Okay. So there's dipping with a dry paper right on to your wet table. Sorry. I just wish I could see the chat on my TV. I thought, maybe it's the different apps on TV, because I know on mine, how I watch YouTube on my TV, they let me see the comments. Okay, so hi Jane, are you still enjoying the wind from the other day? And Pam says, which wind? Yep, red chicken pox. Okay, and so we can do that very easily. Again, we're just gonna grab some greens. Just plug them on in here. Okay, oops, not that water. Let's put it in that water. And we'll give it another little squirt. And you can even squirt your paper. I mean, you can do different things. Okay, and that was a little too dry, so we're going to squirt it again. And we're just going to pick up. So whichever way you want to get some color on your paper. Woo-hoo-hoo, that's so pretty. We can do that. Okay, so let me clean this up. Just like so. Room. And that one is really thinned out green, and that is okay. And some dirt. Somebody forgot to clean their desk beforehand. Okay, so that one's a super pale. Super, super pale. Oh, ow. I just smashed my toe. That was lovely. Okay, so we'll let that little booger dry. And then we're going to dry our table. Squeaky, squeaky. Okay. All right. So now we're going to do... Misty! Misty, I need you. Close that for a minute so I don't stick anything in it. We're going to get our little mat. We're going to get our little card that's got a little bit of green on there. And I am not worried at all. Put that on there. We're going to get some waterproof ink. Okay. Now, before I covered it up, it did say that it was water resistant. So, if you're not quite sure, you can always Google it or go into some stamping groups and say, hey, what's the best watercolor inking? You know, if you're going to do some watercolor. And today we're going to use the VersaFine Clair. And we're going to use, where's that big old bobble at? There you are. We're going to do a quick watercolor right over the top of this guy. This is something that you could repeat over and over and have it be done super quick. Now, as you can see, this is a huge stamp. This one is from Anthony's Papercraft. Now, I would rather have it off the top. Gonna put it there. I'm gonna raise it up a little. And then I'll trim the top more. So we're going to set it right in the corner of our stamping platform. I want to make sure it stamps off that a little bit. So then I'll trim there and then trim more off the top. Okay. So we grabbed our stamping platform because we want a nice, beautiful, crispy image of this. And then we're just going to do some light tapping. Get that ink on there. Remember, we don't need to tap hard. We don't need to squish it in there and get the ink all weird or anything. We just need to do some happy tapping. I need to get this flat on my thing, though. Flat on the table does help. Okay, And before I close my lid, I'm checking to make sure it's not too bubbly. There's even coating. There's no white spots. Actually looks really great. I bet you this is going to stamp beautifully on the first go round. Close our door. Grab our little pressure tool to help us give nice even pressure. And we're just going to rub it down for a few seconds so that the ink and the paper get along and say hello to each other. Kim, you're so funny. Somebody's got a mess, apparently. Oh, yes. I have our tickets for the Mega Million. I don't know if we have the Powerball ticket, though. Okay. See, I'm just rubbing, checking chat. And see comments as well now. I needed to set everything up again because I haven't used the TV before with YouTube. There you go. All right. So now we're going to lift. And it didn't stamp as beautifully as I'd hoped, but that's okay because we're still in here. We're going to add some more ink to these areas and we're going to stamp again. And actually, it looks like I just didn't push hard enough in some of those areas. So those troublesome areas, I'm just going to give an extra bit of pressure because we are stamping on watercolor paper. So we can push a little bit harder. Let's see how that turned out. Oh yeah, see, that turned out much better. It sucked that right up. But I got to work on that one too. Okay. Let's ink that up again. I may need to get a refill for my VersaFine Clear. The pad feels like it might be drying out a little bit. I sure have been enjoying it. Okay, let's stamp that down again. Just give extra pressure this time because the thick watercolor paper is just being a little bit more stubborn. Oh, that's nice and dark. Wow, look at that. Whew. Now I do need this to dry completely so that we can hit it with some water. Okay, so I'm just going to set that over there. And then we're going to stamp another one. Now, if you need to do quick cards, this is something that's super easy. You find a big, bold stamp like this. Okay, ink her up. Just inky. And normally you don't have to push so hard with your ink pads, but I do think mine is drying out a little bit. I've been using it quite a bit. Okay, so now we're gonna close her up again. Okay, make sure it's nice and snug down in the corner. Oops, let's flip because I just got ink on there. And then this one just needs more pressure. This is one of those times where you can give it some CPR compressions because we need a good solid. Thank you, Janine. Yeah, Anthony's Papercraft has some really beautiful stamps. Son got her a jailbroke fire cube so I can watch anything in the universe for free. Cool. clear embossing, yeah, you can definitely do that. If you don't have a waterproof ink, you can definitely heat set it with some embossing. This one, you could use regular paper and heat emboss it in gold or silver, and that could just be your card. You know, if you stamp it, ooh, that would be really pretty. Stamp it on black and heat emboss it in gold or silver and just send those. How easy. Okay, hopefully. Oh yeah, just right there. That one doesn't look too bad. I'm going to ink the whole thing, but I'm going to focus my pressure right there in the leaves. When they go outside and bark, they tell all the neighbor dogs about your hoarding habits. Hopefully the canine units don't hear it. That's funny. Okay. Going to adjust my camera just a little. All right. I'm losing a little bit of detail. And again, I'm not worried about it because I know that stamping on card watercolor is different than actually stamping on a good regular paper. And we've got a little bit of, it's not beautiful, okay? It's not 100%. I did a little double stamping right there. I'm not worried about it because the technique we're going to throw over the top of this, nobody's going to notice. And if they do, just don't complain. Okay. So while those are drying, we can, let's take this. It's just a card panel. Okay. We're going to clean this. I'm going to grab the rag. All nice and cleaned because I have some gold embossing powder out. I don't even have to go anywhere because I didn't put it away from the last time. So if you have a big old stamp like so, maybe a big angel, maybe a big Santa head, anything that takes up most of your panel, okay, we're going to grab, I'm going to use my icky Versamark because I feel like it's going to get black. So we're just going to ink this up. And I'm just going to make sure that gets super inky because I don't want to redo it. I want this to be one and done. Rotate. Okay. Versamark on paper snug in the corner and stamp. Stamp with purpose on this one. Walgreens on every other corner, right? Walgreens, Rite Aid, and the Dollar Tree. Around here, there are so many of those stores, it's ridiculous. Ooh, that stamped really good. See, it's all about paper and stuff, you guys. Let me clean this really quick. Okay. We're going to close this up. We're going to set that up here. And get some gold embossing. And of course, I didn't do the embossing buddy. It's all right. You guys know the embossing buddy does help. Okay. But it's not too bad. So the embossing buddy would help these little specks not stay. And since they're not clustered, I'm going to go ahead and leave it. Maybe it'll be interesting after. There's a little cluster right there. Okay. So if you're doing a lot of these and they're all going to be the same, maybe you're selling a set of stamps or something, or you're selling a set of cards. Okay, you wouldn't have to clean this. Just set it aside so your stamp doesn't get any of the powder on it. Put your powder on, heat set it, put another card in there, stamp, powder, and go. So we're going to turn on the heat tool, let that warm up a second. Might want to turn down your TVs. Hello, Willows! Creating nail stencils for my daughter. Ooh, how fun! Is that heated up? Not on that. Don't melt the plastic. Off with you. There's a card completely done on black. You can write with a gel pen, or you could put a white insert in there and you are good to go. That didn't take very long for this card to be done. I mean, if you sit there and you need 10 cards, cut the 10 card bases. Cut, fold, stamp, emboss, heat, and then just repeat these, stamp, emboss, and heat, and you'll have a 10 set of these, no time, easy peasy. And then you can change it up, because you can use silver, you can use red, you can use if you're doing a white, who says you can't do that in black? That would be so classic to have a black and white of that. But yeah, mix it up, change your colors. You could go really detailed, and you could powder this and your greens, and then maybe powder these in a silver and gold. It's just more time consuming that way. But easy peasy card. Yeah, black and red. That would be gorgeous too. This would be a good time to bring out your ones with embedded flakes of interestingness. So definitely consider, you know, your big stamps for that. Okay. So let's get back to, here's our first card. It's not dry, okay, because I really soaked it. And you're like, well, it looks dry, and you're touching it and it's not smearing. The funny thing about paper is when it's wet, you can feel its coldness, and it's kind of damp. Okay, you can feel it. It's cold to the touch. Okay, so this one's not quite dry. Let me see if I have another one. Oh, that one's way not dry. So this one's a little more dry. And this one. These were my ink smushing ones. Because I didn't saturate the water paper as much, they are dry. So what we're going to do with this one is we're going to, where is, so we're going to take this stamp. I'm just going to take some Foliage stamps. Ooh, that one's a sticky one. That one. And that one. So I'm just going to fill this page with these guys. And then maybe, yeah, they go together. I'll stick Joy right in the center. And then these guys around it. Okay. So in order to make this type of card go fast, you get all your backgrounds made nice and dry, and then you're going to set up your stamps. Ugh, let me put this one away. Well, I would put it away if I remembered where I got it. Oh, there you are. Okay, so we're going to put that one away. Okay, so we're going to start with the Joy. Okay. And we're going to get that centered in there. That looks about centered. And what we can do is take a ruler, because, you know, we really want Joy to be in there good. We're going to take a ruler and butt it up right here. See, we don't want to crack or anything. We want it nice and butted up right in there. And then we're going to set that right there. Gently pull that away. Now that stamp is staying put. It's just our paper that's being an atrocity. So we're gonna close this up, grab that. Oh, hot dog, I stood that up on end. Such a dork, such a dork. Don't stand these up on end. If they're too full, they'll run out. My bad. Okay, so we're gonna put Joy right there, and then I think I'm gonna put that guy right there. Maybe a little bit in more, because these are the same stamp company. I'll do those two first. Okay, then we'll do some creative moving. Okay, so we've got this section set up. Now you've got your stack of this background. Okay, you're going to ink these up. Make sure that's nice and in the corner. Get some impression going. Woo-wee. Okay, so we take out this card and we grab our next one. Okay. And you know, it only took a few minutes to make a bunch of backgrounds. And now it's only going to take minutes. Get you stuck in the corner there. To set this down. Oh, look at that. Okay. So then you would keep going with these. Okay. And then when you have your last one stamped, that's when you can clean these. Okay, we're going to clean them up. We're going to put them away so we don't forget which ones we're dealing with. Did I seriously? Yes, I did. Okay. Oops, actually, I might need more pine cone. Joy is only going on there once. Okay, so we have that. Now this one, maybe I want that there, or maybe I want the ornament. You can kind of decide. So like here, I could put the ornament there. Turn this pine cone that way. Okay. So I can put it up against the wall here. Slide it down just a hair. Okay, now this is what you want to do. Because the paper is in a weird spot. Okay. Oh, look. I even have little marks from a time before. So now I'm going to put my paper where my marks are. If I didn't have those marks, you would put them. Okay. Then you know, okay, my next sheet of paper is going to go between those marks. You're going to close it up. You're going to grab your little goodies. You're going to ink them up. Okay. If you're worried about the over stamping, just wipe it up. No worries. Okay, we're going to stamp it down. And of course, I forgot we didn't need to stamp the ball. That's okay. Ooh-wee. Okay, there's one. So our next card in line, I would recommend cleaning. Because knowing me, I would stick my fingers right in there. Okay, right between the dots. Get my little bar in there. And ink them up. Close. Boop. Beautiful. Yeah, almost. A little extra. There we go. Okay. So now we've got 2 cards and the other 15 or 20, however many you're doing, that are so close to being done. So we're going to clean this off. Now, let's say we're working and we don't need those marks, you guys. It's nothing to panic over. Grab yourself some hand sanitizer. Grab yourself some alcohol. Little rubbing alcohol. Because a Sharpie, okay, it's a solvent which reacts to solvents. So we just cleaned our little sheet. The little marks are gone. So we can clean. Nice and tidy. Oops. Okay, so now we take one of our cards, okay, and then we figure out what we want. And I'm thinking that's going to go there. And then this time I'm going to take the pine cone and turn it that way, just to fill it out. Now, I can't really go to the bottom unless I move that up, which works for me. So now we're going to go there, we're going to go there, we're going to set that right there, and then we're going to mark our little paper, okay? We know that our little corner needs to be right there. We're gonna grab this up. Pine cones are the cutest thing, aren't they? Ooh, yeah, see, Cheryl got some great ideas. Color the little bell with a metallic marker. Absolutely. Just to add that extra bling, because these are simple. I mean, nobody has to know that it only took you, 20 minutes to make 10 cards. Of course, you could beef them up. You could definitely do embossing, but if you're in a hurry and you're like, ugh, I'm going to a party and I need 10 cards, well, there you go. Oops. Hopefully that's not in the way. I just noticed my little flag, sticker flag is hanging out there. Ooh-wee. Now, I'm looking and I see, that one's a little shadowy there, a little shadowy there. So I'm just going to go in and focus my pressing right in those bad areas. There we go. Look at that. And so now we have a complete card. We can just trim it, which I would trim on this side because I got this too far in, I think. I should have put it out a little bit more, but nobody's going to know. And this is with 3 stamps from Inka Dinka Doo. They probably don't make this one anymore. I've had this one for a long time. But, if you have something similar, you got some Foliage. Anthony's Papercraft. Lots of companies have just little sprigs and individual piney cones. You can make your own. So that little cutie is all done. So same thing to the bottom. Oops, make sure that's in its spot. To the bottom, to the dot. And then put our little bar on there. And I'm not cleaning my stamps unless you see a lot of buildup. After 10 or so stamps, you might need to clean up some buildup. And I don't recommend mixing companies. So say like I wanted to use Anthony's sprig and this pine cone. I would do the sprig first, then this, because they might have a height difference. Nothing wrong with trying though, but it might be more frustrating if you're pushing and pushing and just this one is not touching because it's way skinnier than this one. I hope that kind of makes sense. Oh, no worries, Sherry D. They are the Inka Dinka Doos. And they're an older set. I don't even know if they had a name on them. Usually I write this set's name on there, and I don't have it for these guys. I should probably Google search it and put it on there. Because you can look on Facebook classifieds. I mean, you can put search warnings up for Facebook classifieds. Like I have one for the scan and cut. I don't know why, because I don't think I'll ever be able to afford it. But sometimes the scan and cut pops up on my Facebook buy and sell search for a couple $100, but I still can't afford that. Okay, so my Misty came with the Sweet Petunia grid. Okay, if you're having a platform that doesn't have that, don't panic. You can do the same thing. Okay, what you're gonna do is you're gonna get a grid paper. You can go to the office store and buy grid paper. You can make your own grid paper. Just make some lines and print it out, or use a ruler and make some, and then laminate it. Okay, I can clean this because it is laminated. It's nice and laminated. And then for my Misty, I even got a piece of acetate. This one might be transparency film or a piece of packaging, anything you want to use. And what I do is I use this for positioning. Because say like I put my card here, okay, and I really want to get this as close as I can without touching. I can stamp it on this, look, move it, stamp it, and say, okay, that's exactly where I want it. Pick it up with my door. Well, that would stay put. You know what I mean. Then I can move this and it will stamp exactly where I want it. So I just have a dedicated piece of acetate to my Misty. You can make one for your stamping platform. And then look at this. Just using green and black. Okay, green from our beautiful Simon Hurley inks, the Reinkers. Okay, and if you don't have Reinkers, okay, you can take your stamp pad direct to table. Okay, you would just have to move it around a little bit. Or you can use your blending brush and blend some ink onto the table. Get it wet, smoosh it up. Oh, I love that. Ugh. Just that limey green in there. Just so pretty. And then you'll trim it, and then you can ink blend the edges, and we'll have beautiful cards. Let's try. Let's put these stampers away. So that goes there. That goes there. Somehow, there we go. So we shall do. Ooh, this one's almost dry. It's really wet. Like extra soggy right there. Well, that one is not dry, but these should be dry. Okay. We'll do one of these while we're waiting on the other papers to dry. And you can do these in oh, cool, Kim. She's got a piece of that dedicated acetate too, and she uses it quite frequently. That's fabulous. Okay, so remember we used a waterproof ink. We let it dry, okay? We need to make sure it is dry, because even if it's waterproof, if it's not dry, it will move and it will make you sad. Do you guys hear that? That's a car, and their base is shaking my whole craft room. Yay. Hopefully their car died. We've had an offer for over $1 million from the builder that wants the lot. They'll tear down our house. Wow. Okay. Our plan is to get a place here and one in AZ. How fun. Oh no, come on. What the heck are they doing? Ugh. Yeah, it's so loud that the window downstairs, when they do that, I'm afraid it's just gonna pop right out of its. So inconsiderate. Jean says, I'm going to make one too. I have a bunch of acetate I bought 6 months ago. Guess I can open it. You betcha. Sound like they are parked downstairs in your right. I get loud card radios going past my trailer all the time. It's just so rude. Okay, so nice and dry. We're gonna wet it down just like we did with the other ones. But we're gonna grab a smaller paintbrush. Okay, because even though we want it kind of rando, okay, I don't need, so we're gonna put this down. We're gonna grab these, and this, you may want to tape this down because we're doing a little bit, oh, son of a gunners. Hopefully that was just because I had ink on my hand and not because, yeah, okay. So I made a smudge because I had ink on my hands. Never fails. Okay, so I'm picking up some green and I'm just gonna dot it right in there. And I'm not being careful. You can see I'm just holding it back here and just letting it get tap happy. Pick up some more water, pick up some more color. Just let it kind of bleed out. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just going to throw in some color because we're doing quick cards. We need quick cards to head out the door, or some customer called and you forgot about it. And you're like, yeah, I can make you 10 quick Christmas cards. Okay. Nothing fancy. Okay. Now I'm going to spritz this again because I want some blue for our background. And I am going to grab the bigger brush and just tap some blue right in there. Okay. Get a little bit of this. Get it really heavy over that black smudge. Okay, and we're not too worried if it goes out a little bit. You know, it happens. It's what we're going for. We're going watercolory. Okay, get the other little corner. Get it right in there, right in there. A little bit of blue in there. Okay. And you can leave white space. You can fill it in, whatever you want to do. Get a little bit more diversity there. There we go. Okay. Now our bubbles, I'll make sure they're nice and saturated. I'm going to do this one in red. Okay. And I'm just letting it get mingly in there. If it mixes with that blue, I'm okay with it. Okay. Grab this one. Add it to this one. Grab, let's do a purple one. A little too dark. Just add more water. Add more water. I want it to bleed out just a little bit. There we go. And see, I've got some splats. Well, let's add more so that it looks more intentional. You know, accidents happen, but we can hide them by making it more purposeful. Make that red. I don't like that. Not sure what color that was. Game over? Really? Don't feel like it. Let's make that red. More red. More red there. Okay. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And then we just set it off to dry. Okay, not a lot of detail, just color the whole bobble in. Let the colors mingle. We got a couple of little specks, so we just put specks all over. Maybe there's some lights in the background or something really pretty, okay? Hello, Mr. Simon Hurley. Thanks for joining. We are using some Simon Hurley Reinkers. Making some cards. Okay. So there's that one. And we're going to show how quick and easy that was. We're going to do it again. Remember, your ink is nice and dry. It is water resistant. So we can hose it down. And we are using our hot press watercolor paper. You can do this with watercolor paper. Just know that your stamping might be affected a little bit of bubbly. Okay, make sure that's clean, pull a little bit off, and then grab some greens and just tap them in there. You can use a little brush, a big brush. Get some darker one. A little bit more darker. There we go. Let that just bleed out, right out in there. All right. Okay. Color's running a little bit. Maybe you don't want it to go that way. We can just pick it up with our little rag, just like so. And then we're gonna add some blues. Get a little sidewalk chalk in here. Just like so. And it doesn't have to be perfect because we're just going for an effect. You know, you could, oops, what color is that? Oh, that's a nice, ooh, that's a nice dark blue. That is Midnight Snack is what that is. Just add that right in there. Making everybody happy. Very organic, very moldy, marbly-ish. Yep. Gotta love the Reinkers. Donna Long, hello. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, the Reinkers, they do some pretty stuff. Okay, so our last ones were purple, Crown Me, and Triple Berry. Let us, maybe we want an orange one. Maybe we'll do a little bit of orange on the top. Oops. Obviously a little too much water there. A little bit of traffic cone there. A little bit, I think this one's guppy. Okay, because people have different tastes. You know, Christmas isn't always red and whatnot. Let's do, let's do a little bit of that one. Clean the brush, and then we're gonna grab a little bit of that one, and we're gonna make our own. Just make our own color. Ooh, that's like a little peachy color. Look at that. Ooh, I like that. Just tap it in, let it come out a little bit. Loving that. Need it more vibrant? Pick up the ink more directly. Use less of your water. Okay, and then you'll get more vibrant color. Okay. I like that peachy one. That one's so faint. Looks like something that would be on my mom's tree right there. And then we're gonna do a pinkish bow. A little bit more water on there because I want it to faint. Here we go. Just the little pinky bows. And then I'm going to use a little teeny bit of gur just for the bobble tops, because you know they're a little bit different. Put a little bit in there, more of an antique feel, I think, on that one. I like that. And don't be sad if it runs out, because that's the whole idea. We don't want to stay in the lines. We want quick, fast Christmas cards. You could do this even with just a background stamp. So if you have snowflakes, you hit it with the blues, the purples, the pinks, and you're going to have beautiful snowflake background. Easy peasy. And then you can just use it as is, put a little sentiment on it, and you are good to go. So there's that one. Okay, I've got a little bit of a mess to clean up, so let's grab, oops. Remember this sad little piece, you know, we started, got a little dirt on him. He's just lightly green. Well, let's see what we can do. We're gonna pick up our blues. Okay. And I never worry if, you know, if it makes brown, it makes brown, because then I can just use it for something else. This one's not turning out fabulous, but this is a good underlayment. We can stamp over the top of this and do some crazy stuff. So he's just gonna sit there and be happy for now. Molded, I don't know, you know, marbly, not okay. What's that? The peach. So the peach was, what did we mix? I think it was a little bit of rosy cheeks and a little bit of over the moon, right? Because we did a yellow and a reddish color. I think it was these two. And if it, I'll have to go back and look, but if it was rosy cheeks and over the moon to make that peachy color maybe, which sounds about right. I think that's my go-to people color. But yeah, and you can just experiment. And what's nice, I've obviously got to clean mine because don't stand them up, and I need to put better labels on that aren't going to clean up, but that's okay. But yeah, just don't stand it up on end. It all runs out. Okay, so here's our polka dot one. Okay, so man, that is just not dry up there. It should be okay, because I'm impatient. Oh, this one's more dry. We'll do this one first. Oh, that looks really good. Okay, so then we find, what kind of stamping do we want to do on that? Kind of stamping. Let's do little bitty stamps. Let's do anything with snowflakes and trees. So I'm going to pick off that snowflake and that little tree. Let's see what we can come up with. Snowflakes and trees. Let's see what's on this one. Oh, a whole row of snowflakes. Where'd you go? Snowflakes. Well, if we're doing trees, maybe a little snowman. Okay, let's do those. I think that set fell out is what happened. This one's got a tree on it. This is a good way to mix and match your stamps. Okay. I thought I had more snowflakes. I need snowflakes. I do not have snowflakes. They must just be die cuts that I have a bunch of, and that's okay. That's bubbles, And that's that. Okay, so let's see what we can come up with this. We might do some stamp surgery, because that's weird. Okay. So we have our little snowman. We have this little tree and that little tree. I think just by pulling out stuff, I think we're making a scene with a snowman and this tree. And we're going to leave that little guy out. And we're going to stamp with this snowflake. And then we're going to do some stamp surgery because this is bizarre. Surgery! And when you're cutting apart your stamps, just don't cut into the image. So now I'll have 5 individual little snowflakes. Woohoo! Check that out. Now, I think those are pretty decent stamps. We're just going to get our little Stampin' Blocks. Get our little Simon Hurley one. Nope. Get the bigger one, because then we know it'll fit. Get him on there. And if your Stampin' Block has grid lines, you can definitely use those grid lines. So I'm lining his bottom up with this line right there. Okay, give him a nice little press. Okay, ink him up. Then we're gonna go maybe he's on a hill. Maybe we'll give him a little hill. We're gonna put him right there. Just put him right there. Now this is a softer stamp, and you can see that as I push, it's expanding. So I'm not pushing very hard at all. Lift. Look at him. Isn't he adorable? Okay, same thing. I'm going to look at my grid line. Get my little tree on there. Just like so. Stamp our cute little tree. Oh, they're coming back. Rotten car. Okay, so this one I'm gonna stamp down low. Oh, that looks beautiful. And we're gonna get another one on there. So we have 3 big elements. We're gonna stamp that right about, we're gonna cross over just a little bit. Oh, look at that. I think we need just a little bit more of this tree. And then we're gonna stamp that one right there. Woo. And that's how I get inky fingers. Clean that off. Should probably clean you off too. Why are you sitting there, little snowman? Okay. Now we're going to grab our small Stampin' Block. I had to use for some other stuff. Okay, put this little guy away. Now we're just gonna put a cluster of 3. Okay, just like so. Actually, no, we're gonna wait on that one. Okay. So we're going to stamp all 3. Okay. And we're going to stamp. Rotate. Twist. Stamp. Rotate. Twist. Stamp. Just like so. Okay. So we used those 3. We're going to set them over there. Now we're going to do a set of 2. You can do however many you want. This is what I'm using, okay? Now I've got that little dinky guy in there. Oops. Stamp the lid, that works. Right off the page with that one. Maybe just that one. And turn it, stamp it. Okay, so we just made a little snow scene, but we need to ground everybody. Okay, don't panic, it's not really that hard. Okay, because we're not going to color it, it doesn't matter what you use. You can use a Sharpie, you can use a pen, okay, something nice and black. So we're going to ground our snowman. Okay, so we're going to go right from his bottom and we're going to make kind of an arch. We don't want it straight across. We want it kind of like an arch. So we're going to angle down. Very easy peasy. Now this side, we're kind of going to see where we want it to go. We want his hill to kind of go behind this tree. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw right up to the tree. Okay. And then that's grounded. Now this side, we're just going to put a little line right there, just so it looks like they've got some trees. And maybe there's a little bit of grass poking out of the snow or whatever's going on. So we just add a little bit of something to our, just a little bit of grass there. A little bit of grass there. Just add a little something just to tie it all together. And what did we have? A couple of different stamp sets. So that little snowflake came from one. This guy came from another. Did the snowman and the tree come together? Nope. Tree came from another one. So the tree was from Sizzix. Okay. The little teeny weeny snowflake came from Stamps of Life, and the snowman and those snowflakes came from a Recollections set. So if you're doing a project and you're not quite sure what to do, pull everything out that you might use. See, I pulled it out, but I didn't use it. I pulled out a lot of my stamp sets, but I didn't use them all. But I was able to go through them and see what I wanted to use and say, okay, I'm going to make a card that looks like that. Now this, again, if you use your stamping platform or anything like that, if you do a lot of backgrounds, you would go through and stamp your snowman and one tree on all the cards. Then you would readjust, stamp your tree and maybe some snowflakes. Readjust and get that last tree in there and the rest of your snowflakes on all your cards. And you can bust out quite a few of these. I mean, that didn't take very long to stamp at all. And if you ever want to ground something, just give them a little bit of a line. It's all just a little teeny line. Okay, so there's that little cutie patootie. Sounds like dance class. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty much clean and simple stamper, so smooshing and all those colorful backgrounds are not my thing, and that is okay. Did anyone see the new paste from Sizzix? I did not. I will have to go check that out. I am the same way, Pam. I have a hard time doing it, even though I think it's a beautiful card. Still, when I see other people do it, if I do it, I feel like I messed up. Don't feel like that. We are our own worst critics. Have confidence. Oh, yeah. That would have been fun if Simon was there, huh, Cheryl? She says, Elizabeth and I would have loved to see you at Stamp Away, Simon. Not to stay in lines? That would kill me. Yep. Some people are like, what? Yep, you just gotta let it go and stamp away. Okay. So, our little polka dot. It's still a little damp right there, but I'm okay with that. And this one, all we're going to do is put, because it's like the tree's lit up. And we could have went through and put like little green dots, yellow dots. But I like my chickenpox tree, so it is what it is. Find my big old stamper. Okay. Let's change it up a little bit. Let's put tone on tone and see what comes up. Okay, let's get our little stamp handle. Let's stamp this little tree with some darker green in the fake plant variety. And just stamp it on down. Ooh, I like it. Gonna do some overlapping because that's okay. This one would be easy too. If you're gonna do a sentiment, you know, just kind of, yeah, just stamp. Think about that later. I don't usually put sentiments on the outsides of my cards, so that's like really hard for me to think about. Look at that. Now, hello.
Making the video?
Yes, I is.
Okay.
What you doing?
I'm not getting sleep.
Oh, I'm sorry. So we have our little branch sticking out here, and I don't want it kind of open into the world, so I'm going to purposefully make sure I stamp over the top of that one. Oh, there we go. Just fill it in. Get that one right there. And right in there. Look at our chicken pox are not so chicken pockeny. And we just made a beautiful background that quick. And you can just keep going. You've got your polka dot paper, set it aside, grab your next sheet, stamp away. Get that little piece of paper out of there. And voila. Easy peasy. Hi, Susie. If you don't like something you do, put it away for a few days and go back and look at it. It's amazing how much better it looks. 100%. You know, like this piece here, it's not fabulous, but I'm not sad about it because I know that I can build up on top of it and totally change the look of it. Okay, but it's not gonna go in my trash bin. Just kind of, I really like that one. Isn't that just adorable? Now with this, if you're like, well, now what? Because we've covered the whole paper. You can, are you ready for this? I even have some. You can take some ribbon, any kind of ribbon, right through the middle, okay? And you're like, but we stamped all of that. Yeah, well, you're not going to know until you go to do it. But say you put your ribbon in there, and then you can put your sentiment on top of the ribbon, and it will really pop out. And you can see there's no color in this card that looks like that. But it's green with green. It's going to look good. Okay? And we've got our little red lights in there. You could do it at an angle. Okay? You can add your ribbon any way that you want. Okay? Which would be kind of fun to do an angle. Okay? And if you don't have ribbon, just grab a sheet of paper. Okay, ink up a sheet of paper and make your own ribbon. Maybe you have a texture stamp that looks like fabric. Well, make your own. So you can do it so many different ways. This particular ribbon has a wire in it. That's why it stayed in the corner so well. This is just from the Dollar Tree. So super, super easy. And say you did get your ribbon, you're doing your 10 cards exactly the same, and you're like, I am using the ribbon. When you go to assemble your cards, cut all your ribbon at once. You're gonna cut 10 pieces of ribbon the same length, because you know that's gonna work. So I would sit here, cut, stretch, cut, and then I could go through and assemble everybody, and it would go so much quicker. Okay? So we have our little dude here. And see, this one comes with a piney cone, so you can add some brown to it if you want. But I'm not going to, because I like it just like that. All right. Hello, Beth. Thank you for popping in today. See, I have a hard time covering all the stamping I did. Don't worry about it, okay? It's actually not that bad. Now, see, this is the one of the ones I had soaked, and it is, look at that. It's got some weird stuff going on. Oh, that one's so pretty. That one says this one right here. I love this stamp. You guys, that's my most favorite stamp ever. Just look at that. Ooh, I think I'm just going to stamp that one time. And I am going to do this in the black. Maybe I'll stamp it twice. I don't know. We're going to see how it looks. Because I'm loving that. Pick that guy up. Oh, this is going to be pretty. My well-seasoned stamp. Okay, and you saw how black it looked, you guys. You're like, that's really stained. I don't like that. Well, when you flip it over, you can still see exactly where that stamp is, because it is still darker than those other little bits that have a little bit of color in them. Okay. Painting. Do I want? No, I really need to stamp it right here. Look at that. I am done with that, I think. That is just, I love this going on. I love this. I think I would put it on a card just like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on a black card. I'm going to trim up there, trim down there. And then I'm going to have that just on a black card just like that. Oh, but I need to cut it the other way because I need it to open the other way. So I'm going to have to do some I mean, how simple is that? You do some beautiful greenery, you find your favorite stamp, you stamp it, you're done. You don't have to do anything else. There's no rule books that say you need to color that. You can. You can use colored pencils, you can use alcohol markers, you can color right over the top of this, okay? We'll do that with this one. Okay, so maybe you're like, well, it's a little too simple for me. This one's still wet. You can feel the coldness in there. But I'm going to stamp it right about here, because that's more dry. And then I'll show you that we can color right over our stuff. Now, I would recommend coloring with either colored pencils or with alcohol markers, because your paper is covered with a water-based ink which will react to water. So if you don't mind it reactivating underneath where you're coloring, by all means use watercolor pencils, use more watercolor on top. But I think I'm going to show you guys how we can alcohol marker right over the top. Debbie, hello. I don't think I've seen you here before. Use stickles to color the berries so you have a bit of bling. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, I did smoosh it a little bit. I moved it, but that's okay. I'll show you how to fix that too. You know, stuff like that happens. Now, this is a water safe. So it does have a different makeup, although a lot of people say they use the alcohol markers and it's fine. I do find that my alcohol markers will pull the color. So you just got to be a little bit careful. And we're going to grab some red. Okay, I just grabbed 3 greens. I don't even know. We're just going to see. And I grabbed a couple of reds. I don't know. So, knowing that the black will bleed a little bit, I'm going to be extra careful, okay? And so, I'm not going to swirl it in there and whatnot. I'm just going to tap it in there. Okay, just do some tappity taps. And it's not going to be perfect, because I've got my other red. I'm going to go back in and fill it up. Do some tappity taps. Now, whatever color underneath your alcohol markers will affect the color of the markers, okay? So if I went down with the pink, it's not going to be a true pink because we have a color underneath. Okay, and so now I'm going to come in and fill in the rest. Because these are small. Just add some color. Just a little bit. And I'm not trying to blend the 2 colors. I'm just going in now where I've got some white space, which is actually kind of green, and just fill that in. I don't need highlights and lowlights. I just need to color those up, just like so. Okay. And we're going to see what color this is. Again, nice little tappers. Oh, it's a nice color. Just going to go in, tap this particular color into the whitish area. And this kind of quick and jerky motion, mainly because I can't color straight, will be good for a design like this because it's already kind of sketchy and pretty. Pick another green, see what color this is. Add a little bit. Follow over my sketchies a little bit. Add some more color in there. Try not to go over the black too much. It's very loose with it. Okay, no stress, no, you know, because we need to do a lot of these cards, so we just want to just add some color. Like we took our time to do this, but really, we're just going through the colors. Oops, wrong end. Now this one, I think is going to be, yep, the darker one. So we're going to go ahead and go right on those black lines a little bit. Not pushing too hard on the black lines because I don't want to accidentally smudge all that black out. Very loose hand. Very light touch. Very quick, okay? You don't need it to be too slow. We're going to go over this little stem again. Just like so. And that's it. Bam, you're done. Find a nice beautiful sentiment, or just leave it like that. Maybe this is the inside of your card. Maybe you've done beautiful stamping and you want something to go with it. Open up card. So the person opens up the card and you have this beautiful handwritten or another stamped sentiment on the inside, and you're good to go. Okay, so your panels can go either on the inside or on the outside. Okay, a bit of splatter, she says. You betcha. Okay, I'll pop this off and put, wait, did I even clean you off? I don't even know. Probably not. Okay, so, oh, and I almost forgot to show you. Okay, so when you're doing alcohol coloring, okay, and you have a stamp that you accidentally double stamp, get your coloring all done first if you're using alcohol markers. If you're doing water-based, this step can go first, second, third, it doesn't matter. Okay, so right here, okay, you can see I double stamped. So I'm just going to take my crookedy, shakety hand and just fill that in. Okay. Now that kind of made that dark there, so I'm just going to do it to this side. Just follow along, just trace it along. Okay, and now I'll do it here just to add another spot of that super thick black. Just like so. Okay, now it's gone. No more double stamped image. The rest of it looks fine because it is very there. Okay, so if you want to do splatters, you can do it in several different ways. You can use these, you can use, ooh, you guys, bubbling cauldron. Okay, the mica spritz. You know, I shook these up beforehand. Okay, so I don't want to splatter it all over. Okay, I'm just going to put a little bit on my doodad. Okay, we're going to find that fancy dancy fan brush. I've been watching Kathy Zilski and some others use the fan brush for Splatters, and it seems to work really good. So we're just going to give her a little try. Oh yeah, look at that. Woo-hoo! Look at that shimmer! Oh, thank you for the splatter suggestion. Clean off our little block. Be happy with that. Oh, you guys. And this is a way, so if you don't have a lot of colors, you know, you get red, you get green, you get gold. And, woohoo! Love that. You can add more splatters. What else we got? Heck, let's do this. Ooh, you know, the flickering candle is kind of a golden color. Now, these are from the Halloween collection, and we're using them for Christmas stuff. Use your stuff any way you want, you guys. Okay. Let's get a little bit. Well, you really got to get them, because see, like right there, that's all that mica. And if you don't shake that up, then your squirting, squirts aren't going to have, oh, see, there we go. We just have to abuse it. Just abuse it. They say shake it left to right. Okay, I can't ever get it to mix up if you just shake it left to right. So we're just going to put a little bit on there. Okay. And this is a good way if you have a hard time squirting and getting just what you need. Well, do it this way. Okay, so I'm going to soak up that color with my fan brush. And just, I'm going to hold it and I'm clicking it with my finger. Oh yeah, look at that. So we're going to pick that up. Oh, that flickering candle. Woo-wee. Now, definitely pull out your splat box. You guys. My splat box is literally right there. I can reach it. Did I grab it and use it? No, because I prefer to clean this mess, right? The thing, we get excited and we forget our minds. Okay. But look at that. Ooh, flickering candle just made that pop so much. Oh. Look at how beautiful those little specks are. And yeah, so beautiful. I can't wait. I did purchase the Christmas set, so I will have all 12. Ooh, you guys, we're gonna have some splatness going on. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can pick up this. Let's see. And if anything, we'll just pick up some shimmer with that, right? Because there's shimmer in there. Let's see if we can't pick it up. Remember, this is our paper we're not too happy with. And we were just going to wipe this up and throw it away. Ooh, isn't that funny? I'm liking this now with the yellow in it. It really pushed that dark area back. Ooh, I'm liking that. Just pick that up. And it's no waste. It's no extra anything because you've already made the mess with the splatters. You know, you just pick it up with your card that you didn't really like. And dry up. Ugh. Oh, I should have used that. Such a dork. Alright. So, what do you guys think? I mean, did we use them all? Woohoo! We did. So, we've got our green backgrounds. Super basic. Super basic versus adding some extra touches to it. I'm still digging this one. I love that one, okay? So, this was heavy-handed water. I mean, I soaked the paper and then dipped the the inks, reinkers on there. And then this one, was this one? Okay, yeah, this one, again, we soaked the paper and dipped our reinkers on there. And this one was really, really soaked. Okay, then we had reinker mess everywhere, so we cleaned it up and we added a little bit more right to our glass mat and did an ink smooshing. This method dries a lot faster, okay? But we were able to make 2 card fronts because we positioned our stamps. We positioned the joy and the pine cone, stamped it on each card, put on some other elements, stamp and go, okay? Remember, we added some chicken pox to our card and we're like, that's kind of crazy. But then when we stamped over it and layered more on it, we set them back, okay? And then it really does kind of look like a Christmas tree. Now, you could definitely put in drops of red, purple, green, yellow, all the Christmas-like colors. You could easily pop those in there. Okay, so we have that one. Christmas isn't just green and reds, but, you know, people like the blues and the purples. And they're very cold. So you could do a bunch of cool backgrounds and then pop in snowflakes, snowmen, maybe just some trees. I mean, I really like that one. And then our last 2, super easy, big, bold stamps. Okay, that take up most of your page. And then we soaked them because we used a watercolor safe ink. Okay. We stamped them. We make sure they're super, super dry. And then we just hosed it. Well, hello. We just hose it down and add our color in. And with the reinkers, watercolors, whatever you're using, feel free to mix and match your colors. Like we discovered this nice peachy color there. And we were able to make some really great cards. How many do I have? 2, 4, 6, 8. I just need to make 2 more and my 10 Christmas cards for August will be done. I mean, how fun is that, you guys? And that was 2 hours of me doing all this stuff, yapping. Oh, nope, I lied. Oh, I almost forgot. I just need to do 1 more card because this one was maybe one of the easiest. We stamped right on the card base with some Versamark and then heat embossed it. Oh yeah. I think I'm going to do this one with white. Do I have black? Well, I have clear, so I'll stamp it in black and Versamark. There we go. My desk is my splat box. You betcha. So 9 cards in 2 hours. Okay. And mind you, if I was just cranking these out and not chatting and whatnot, had my music going. Whew. Yeah. So what do you guys think? Lots of beautiful cards. Let me pan out a little bit so we can see them all. Which one are you more shocked about? Like, you know, were you like, I didn't think that was going to look good. The polka dots or the black with the Versamark, you know, or this guy. Like, oh, I don't know about purple snowman, but super simple. Not even coloring, just stamping. And I appreciate you all so much for joining me and hanging out with me while I got my Christmas cards done. Calendar, in case you guys are wondering. This is, I don't know, what month is this? Is this September? Yes, it is. September. Okay. So today we did our Christmas cards at 3 p.m. tomorrow is Tuesday. I will be hanging out at Debbie J's channel at 5:30 while she does her live. And then I will be live after her at 9 p.m. Eastern. These are all Eastern times. Then on Wednesday, I have my regular live at 7 p.m. And then I'm going to check out Linda Toman Creates at 9 p.m. Eastern. She goes lives on Wednesdays. So that's what I'm working on for. And then next week, again, you're going to see a lot of me because I need to make some more Christmas cards for September. My regular Tuesday, Wednesday lives. And I'm thinking about throwing in a Facebook Live next week. Sandy, yeah. Yes, Sandy, how did your cards turn out? You're welcome to post them on the Chat with Sassy, Chat with Sassy's Crafty Friends Facebook group, which I need to add all the links to my lives down below, or links to my Stuffaluffagus. I'm just loving that one. That one's going to look great, all trimmed out. And I will post the finished product on the Chat with Sassy page and Instagram. So if you want to see how they turned out. Ugh, you guys. I wish you could see all of this shimmer. It's so pretty. I love it. And even these, because, you know, they're same but different. Like, you can do so many different things with the same stamp. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. Woohoo! Sandy says I'm doing that now. Yeah! I love them all. The ornaments are my favorite, along with Mr. Snowman. No coloring, my way to go, right? Yep, that's Anthony's Paper Craft. And again, I don't have affiliates, guys. These are just people I love. Things that I've had in my stash. Like, I've had this for years, and I don't think I've even really used it. So, and those just turned out beautiful. And because your background is so organic, you're going to get different stuff going on. But you know what? I do want to use that idea really quick. Let's see if this one will. I'm just going to use this metallic marker in here. And see, you can go right over the top of your re-inker backgrounds. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I think I'm going to color that in too. I think that'll just pop right off the page if we add some but I did lose my little hashy marks, so that's all right. What I'm going to do, ooh, not that one. That one's too fat. I know, I said I was gonna go, and then I'm like, but I have this idea. I need to finish this. I'm gonna grab my fine liner. There we go. Just gonna add the lines back in a little bit. Just kind of, nothing too fancy though. Just add a couple. There we go. Like there was a little branchy poo here. There we go. There we go. And then I think I'm gonna color that. So if you want to see how this one finishes up, but definitely just adding that one pop of detail. Thank you for that suggestion. All right, Sandy, I'm gonna go check those out. She has posted her cards to Chat with Sassy's Crafty Friends Facebook page. Ooh, Susie was cooking some din din. I need to go do that. What time is it? It's 5. Yay. Oh. She's like, you're dark. Nobody can even see what's going on. Don't mind me. Yeah. Sorry about that, Pam. Alrighty, my friends, thank you so much for joining me this evening and helping me create my cards. We will see you next time. And lovely to see all the new faces. Thank you so much for joining. All right. Hope everybody has. Yeah. But I feel like it sometimes. It's okay. Pop this out so we can zoom in and say ta-ta for now.